Hi everybody! Do not take it seriously on Cigarette Burns today. Reviewing a movie called Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. It's part of a trilogy. It's by Park Chan-wook. This film is not a film that you can just watch it and forget about it. This film sticks in your head for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is because the performances that are put forth by the actors and actresses. For instance, the lead in this is a deaf mute. And in a movie, it's very hard to pull off a deaf mute as a lead character. You're trying to keep people interested in the film, and if you don't do it just right, they're not going to pay attention to what's going on. They're going to want to know what's going on with the other characters, or they're just not going to watch it. The way that the character was using sign language in the film, even though it's a Korean film, was actually kind of entertaining for me in a way, because I used sign language with my brother, and I was picking up on the little things that he was saying before the subtitles would pop up at the bottom, and I thought that was really cool, because I could understand the point he was trying to get across. I could understand the sentiment he was trying to use while doing it, the amount of emphasis that he was trying to put on what he was saying. That really came through. Even if you don't understand sign language, he really put forth such an effort that literally comes through, and you understand, yes, he's upset, or yes, he's sad, and it really comes through wonderfully. If you pair that with the emphasis that he uses to the reactions of his face and his eyes, you find yourself sitting there, like, staring at him, watching him, very, very, with a lot of interest is what I'm trying to say. You're really interested in what he's got to say, because you don't forget the way that he portrays what he's getting across. I think he did a wonderful job on that, and it's a performance you're not going to forget. Once you see it, you will not forget it. The angles that are used in this film to capture what are going on throughout the film are brilliant. I really like the film. As far as the cinematography goes, I don't honestly, I didn't realize before the amount of cinematography that you could use in a film if you use it in a proper way, how great it comes across. And I think this film really showed that to me, what you can do with great camera angles, what you can do with what's going on with the scenes and the actors and the actresses, and getting the up-close angles and making those angles work, for the better part of the film. There are some parts of gore in it, but it's not like a blood-spattering, everywhere type of gore. It's a very concentrated, refined, very visceral type of gore, so it cuts into your nerves. For me, it was kind of rough to get through some of the scenes, because it's such a real possibility for that to happen, that it sinks in, and it just psychologically kind of horrifies you. And I think that the way it comes across, it's very justified in how they do it. You almost anticipate something happening, and then when it does happen, you're happy and sad for what's going on in the scene, because you want something to happen to certain people in the film. And as you're watching that actually happen to them, some people are getting what they deserve type of a mentality. It's just so realistic that it makes you literally, like, I was cringing in a lot of the spots in the film. For some of the gore parts, I was cringing. And it's a psychological response, though. It's something that, like I said, you think it can happen for real, and it sticks in your mind that, oh my God, somebody actually went through this, or, he made it seem like this was an actual possibility in life. And there's stuff out there that happens that's worse than this. But just the way that he portrays it in the film, it literally just sinks in and grabs hold and just starts tearing at you, psychologically. I thought psychologically that's how it was. Everything in the film is explained, which I like. I don't like where they leave something hanging or lead into something else and then drop that part of the plot because they realize it wasn't working, but never explain it. In this film, everything's explained. Nothing's left to wonder. But as a whole, while you're watching the film, it can be an exhaustively emotional experience. I mean, it is a little bit drawn out in some parts. It does lead up to certain things. But while you're watching that, you don't get bored because of the way, the camera angles are, the cinematography, the way that it portrays out. And some of the really neat scenes that I remember from the film, where he's in the factory where he works, and everybody else is wearing ear protection, and he's not because he's deaf, and you don't really hear much, when they focus on him, you're not hearing any type of sounds, but then, you do hear sounds later on in the film, obviously. And that really, it sticks it into your mind, this is what this character is going through. This is what he has to deal with in life. And, that kind of stuff, if you ever had a hearing loss, or if you have a hearing loss at all, you can kind of relate to that. I don't hear out of my left ear nearly as well as I should. And most times I don't hear at all out of this ear, especially if I have a cold like I do now. I have no hearing on this side, and I couldn't imagine having no hearing on both sides, not being able to talk and try to function through life and try to make something of myself like he's doing. This is just such a hard reality to consider, and seeing how well he does this, it makes you feel for the character in ways that most movies now don't. I think this is a great film. I do. I think that it's a highly recommended film for me to tell other people to watch. It's definitely not one to let your kids sit on. Like I said, the way that the film plays out, some of the stuff that's in there obviously is not anything. If you're queasy, you should not be watching. Cover your eyes at that point. Just don't watch, look away, whatever. I think it's a great film. I didn't realize that there were films out there that could actually get in touch with people in a way that made them feel as good as they feel or as bad as they feel for certain characters like they used to make. And this director, I think he's doing a wonderful job. I can't wait to watch the other two in the series and then give you guys reviews on it. So that's about all I have to say for right now. Watch the film if you haven't watched it. It's a great film. Check out the rest of the reviews that are on our channel. We're all reviewing this particular movie this time, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. And stay tuned to check out the next two reviews in the Vengeance trilogy that we're going to have coming up. The next one we're going to do is Old Boy. So look for that after everyone gets their reviews done. And if you haven't told your friends about us, tell your friends, have them subscribe, and keep an eye out because we're going to be doing some awesome things on this channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Have a nice day, and we'll talk to you later.